Hello everybody and welcome to a Let's Look At of the world of Final Fantasy. Now this is going to be quite a long video if you can't tell, because there is a lot of footage here. I just kind of started recording and I kept playing. I just went through and through and through, and I enjoy this. This is a game that is going to be coming out later in November by Square Enix, and it is basically like every it's kind of like Final Fantasy meets Kingdom Hearts, so it has the very colourful Kingdom Hearts style, and it's kind of like all the Final Fantasy worlds and timelines all meshed into one. Like, we play as a generic girl and generic boy, we'll call them that for a minute, and they're just like kind of generic girl and generic boy, but across the course of the adventure, as we'll see, we'll meet people like Squall and Cloud and Lightning, although Lightning was at the very beginning of this demo dungeon. And as I say, the graphics very bright, very colourful, much like Kingdom Hearts as well, or maybe the Final Fantasy III remake that was on the original DS. And it's complicated, I'll say that. There is a lot of complications to it. You did just see mere moments ago that I changed from a tiny chibi person to a large, more realistic looking person. And that's supposed to be part of the battle mechanic. It's like you can change between a large person and this little chibi person, which you can stack. But I did, and maybe this is just my luck, I did find that staying in chibi form seems to be the best way to win fights. Like, it's very stacked in terms of chibi. As you can see, you can get lots of party members. We'll go over them in a moment. But I will say, my experience might be slightly stacked towards a good sign compared to everybody else, because as you saw, I did capture to get these creatures, it's kind of like Pokemon in a way. So when you fight a creature, you get to weaken it, and then you have a chance to capture it. Now, I'll get into the capture system a little bit later, because I do attempt to capture the boss. I don't know which hero this is from, by the way. I'm not too sure which Final Fantasy that's from, so I do apologise. But I'll get into the capture system later. But as you can see, I had the Lycanroc there, or I call it the Pokemon Lycanroc, and I am highlighting him now. He is ridiculously overpowered. Like, when I did not have him, I was getting my ass beat by him. I was getting my ass beat by a lot of monsters, but I captured him, and I've won every battle. Like, I've never lost with Lycanroc on my side. Like, the wolf seems very, very overpowered and just absolutely annihilates everything. As you can see here, each monster that you capture has a skill tree, much like the Dream Eaters from Kingdom Hearts, for example. So when we highlight a new monster, we would go and get like a little Dream Eater type tree where you can unlock extra attack, extra abilities, and obviously we've got all of our normal items. And as you can see, each character has a small, medium, and large setting. So you can do a stack, as you saw in the battles. So you can stack a small on top of a medium and a medium on top of a large, but you know, you can't put a large on top of a medium. It's kind of like one of those Tower of Hannon puzzles. So yeah, and as you can see, the party is very extensive, but it's more like a Pokedex, so to speak. So you've got your 6 main people you're going to play as. So you will have your 2 main characters, their 2 smaller companions, and their 2 mounts, which is the wolf and the behemoth. And then you've got 6 spare Pokemon that will level up at different times. And as you can see, I'm just going through all the options, because it is a fairly in-depth game. It will take a little bit of time to wrap your head around. There is a lot of mechanics to go over. But as I say, like, capture the wolf, capture Lycanroc, you will not lose. It is impossible to lose with Lycanroc on your side, or that's what I'm going to call him. But he's so cool. And I didn't realise what button you had to press, because I missed the tutorial on how to do it. But you can ride these guys in the overworld, like how you can ride chocobos in all the other Final Fantasies. Any large creature has the ability, you have to unlock it of course, but any large creature has the ability of Joyride, and you can Joyride on any of the large creatures. And I missed Like, I knew Joyride existed, but I didn't know what the button was to activate Joyride. But my Joyride, I get to ride the wolf, but apparently Midnight found this giant one-eyed bat thing, and he was flying around on this giant one-eyed bat thing, and here's me now using a Pokeball, so to speak. So I was trying to befriend a creature, so as you saw, when the creature was flashing, you get to throw a prism crystal at it, which kind of basically turns into a Pokeball. If it fails, it'll just kind of like turn red and shatter, but if it's successful, it'll pop back out and turn blue, and then we'll get this nice little screen where you can say, hey, do you want to give him a nickname? No, just use default, and he's obviously a medium, so you can stack stuff on top of him. Now, as for the Pokeballs themselves, I'm not too sure what dictates how many Pokeballs you have. Like, I know there's some sort of prismatic thing, or like prism section thing, but like the prisms don't seem to line up with the monsters you're capturing. Like when I was capturing the wolf, I threw like 5 Pokeballs at it, and I finally caught it. And you know, you think, oh, you only get 5 Pokeballs to start, you're out of Pokeballs, but the very next battle, where I caught the baby Chocobo that is on the female's head there, which I call Chocolina because she is one of the best Final Fantasy characters. I better see it. I've just realised I better see a chibi version of Chocolina. Oh, Square Enix, you better not tease me like that. You better not give me a chibi version of Lightning that nobody cares about, or not give me a chibi version of the Chicken Girl. Oh, you better give me a chibi version of Chocolina. Can I add Chocolina to my party? Like, do I forcefully have to play as this boy and girl? Because I don't know whether this boy and girl are just, like, for the purposes of the demo or not. But do I have to forcefully play as this boy and girl? Or can I have Chocolina as my party leader? Can I have it, like, the girl is Chocolina and the boy is, like, Cloud or Sephiroth? Can I actually have these people as my party? I don't know. That would be amazing. But in a minute I'm going to show you another battle mechanic, because right now we are stacked, and this is the main gimmick of the game. So when you're stacked, you are basically, you take less damage and you deal out more damage. So as you can see here, Lycanroc over there took 27 damage, and I dealt out 182 damage, which is quite a lot. That guy did 190 damage. So you've got a lot more defense and a lot more attack when stacked. But because you are stacked, if you are hit by a counter or a critical, sometimes it can affect a stacking meter and you can wobble. And if the stack falls over, you get stunned and you will take a lot more damage. So while it is a very good strategy to stay stacked, it is very high risk, high reward in the fact that if you do get whacked, you can topple over. We will see that when we get to the boss, where the boss has a stack and we topple the boss. But as you can see, I have unstacked for the purposes of this battle, and this is where you can see that you can have a full 6-man team. So you've got the choice to stack or unstack, and as you saw there, I unstacked the boy with the little girly rabbit thing. So rather than just having the 2 big attacks, I had 1 big attack and 1 small attack. So it's very battle or management heavy. Like, you've got to manage the battles quite a lot. It's not like Final Fantasy 13 where you can just auto attack forever. You do have to watch like how close you are to being toppled, and if you are very close to being toppled, it is advised that you split. Then obviously if you split, you've got like 6 characters to manage, or maybe a 4 and a 3. So you've got like a different set of characters to manage. Each character has its own different attacks. So right now, you know, we're just doing a full stack attack, which just kills the Moogles instantly. But if I were to split again, the little squirrely rabbit thing on top of the boy's head with the stars on its tail, that particular bunny rabbit thing has cure. So maybe if the team's dying, you'll want to unstack 1 stack and have the rabbit cast Curaga, or she has got Curaga, I think. I know that she started off with Cure, but for the purpose of the demo, because she's like a healer, she leveled up enough. Like, she's level 6 right now, and at level 5, she went from Cure to Curaga. So, or is it Cura, sorry? Because it goes Cure, Cura, Curaga, sorry. So, yeah, she's got Cura right now, like the level 2 Cura. And here is Cloud, so we do find the Chibi Cloud. I thought I'd already passed him when I was recording this, but no. And as always, he's being angsty teen. He's not interested in anything we've got to say because he's a piece of shit. So, yeah, fuck Cloud. Do we get to see a Chibi Genova? If it's all the villains teaming up, do we get to see Chibi versions of the villains? Oh, Chibi Genova would be awesome. And a Chibi Kefka. Oh, this is going to be cool. Please tell me that every Chibi that I'm listing off Square Enix is true. Please tell me there is at least a Chibi Chocolina and a Chibi Genova. Please. Please tell me those two at least. Give me those two at least. I know they're not like the main characters, but Genova is a villain and she did, you know... If it wasn't for her, that giant meteor that was going to destroy the world in 7 wouldn't exist. You know, she created the giant meteor, so, you know, maybe just, like, have her as one of the villains, and, like, Kefka tried to destroy the world once, so maybe he's the villain. And I know Chocolina's not like, the main character like Lightning, but in Lightning Returns, she gives you all those quests, and in, like, Lightning or Final Fantasy 13 Part 2, she's selling you all that magic stuff, like at the time traveling sales place. So can you please just give me a Chibi Chocolina? Please, I need it. What do you want? If you want me to pre-order the Chocolina edition, I'll pre-order the Chocolina edition. So, yeah, and here is the bat that Midnight found. So this is the giant one-eyed bat I was saying about earlier, and he captured this. I think I actually capture it first go, and he gets really pissed off with me because he had so much trouble trying to capture this thing, and I'm just like, oh yeah, he's flashing a capture it first go for whatever reason. So I guess I got lucky with the bat. And this is the part where I have taken a lot of damage on one stack. And I believe... No, this is where it's glowing. So I was like, I'm just going to risk it. I'm just going to go for the imprison. And I imprison it. And I'm like, go on. Go on. Go on. Oh. Yes. First go, baby. And at that point, Midnight was very displeased with me. However, I know that Midnight was playing with the bat, and apparently the bat is not as good as the wolf, because Lycanroc is the most overpowered wolf in the game, and Lycanroc is ridiculously overpowered, and I love him because he is the best, and I can't wait to get him in Pokemon Sun and Moon, because Lycanroc... I mean, have you seen... I've been flashing it on screen all the time. But have you seen this dude's Lycanroc costume? That is cool. He deserves a shout out. Very, very amazing. I'll link his Twitter down below. He speaks Japanese, so you might... It's just lines and squiggles, so you might not be able to understand the words he's saying, but you'll certainly be able to look at the pictures. And, you know, they are very good pictures. He is a very talented costume designer. But now I'm getting back into the menus, and here I am just saying, like, you know, oh, I can change to the bat if I want. So that would be me mounted on top of the bat. And then I do figure out Joyride. But, of course, each one has the different statistics over on the right there. So it's about choosing, like, which ones you can have the best statistics with. And, of course, the wolf, Lycanroc, has the best statistics. So here I am, and I find the Joyride, which is the one over on the right there. I was just checking. Joyride's only one, and I'm like, oh, I've got 4 SP. So now I can actually ride the wolf in the overworld, but as you see, it doesn't actually say where I can ride the wolf. And I learned a new magical attack of Ice Storm, which allows me to use any kind of magic if I so choose. So far with the demo, I didn't feel the need to use magic all that much. Like, obviously I had Cure, Curaga, the normal stuff, but I haven't really found the need to use magic. It does feel quite like Kingdom Hearts on this demo dungeon, where it was just like, oh, I can just kind of attack normally. I don't have to set up fire, I don't have to set up ice. Although I have heard that in the actual main game, there are bosses that are weak to certain things, like the final boss of, or the only boss I should say in this demo, is a fire lady, and I should have used a Lycanroc's ice attack on the fire lady because it would have been super effective, but of course because she has been nerfed for the purposes of the demo, you didn't really need to, and apparently in the final game she will have a fire shield which will need to be destroyed via the ice. So that's the thing. So yeah, so at this point we are 15 minutes in, and this is just me saying like, yeah, you can definitely transform into the big people, but I haven't really seen a need for it. I think it helps you dodge at some points as well, but I haven't really seen it. And of course there are like Pokemon, God, it is so much like Pokemon. You are going to see a lot of Pokemon comparisons. But yeah, there are other Pokemon in this demo, like the Werebat, because when we fought that giant bat, it had a little baby, but I killed the baby in favour of saving the big one, or trying to capture the big one. So there are Pokemon in this demo that I didn't even see across the course of this demo. I mean, if I spent enough time with it, I would probably be able to find it. And I was like, oh, can you climb ladders? And obviously you can't. It doesn't seem that you can climb things.
I guess we're
just fighting some Moogles again. But yeah, so now going into the cure ability, and then I'll basically go into my overall impressions of the thing. I'm liking it, but I think at this point I switch and I go into the Cura to show how the Cura works, because I was attacked there, and obviously there's only one Moogle, or I think I might just finish off said Moogle. I'll see. Yeah, I just finish off the Moogle because I was like, oh, it's not a big enough threat. But when we do get a big enough threat, I will show off the split into the Cura play. But yeah, as far as the demo, it impressed me thoroughly. I don't like these loading screens. That's the one thing, that is a big criticism I will say. Like, every time you come in and out of a battle, like, you know, you go out of a battle, we just had a loading screen. You move on to a different, like a map square, it's a loading screen. Like, there is a lot of loading screens. I mean, the graphics don't look that intensive to me. I mean, I guess with all of the stacking abilities and all of like the calculations it's got to make, because, you know, it's like how much damage does a stack do to a thing. Yeah, it might take a little while to load, but I think it's got way too many loading screens. And then this was a new mechanic that I showed off, so you can go into a classic menu, which is a lot more user-friendly, and you can acquire these medallions. I got this one at the beginning of the game, and I waited till now to show it off. And in these medallions, you all turn into chibis. I tried this as well when they were big, and it still just goes into chibi form. But they all turn into chibis, and as you can see, Titus does a nice little laugh. He whacks them around a little bit, and then obviously he does the famous kickball, and our little men are cheering him on, and that does a lot of damage. I think it does like 500 damage to the boss, if I was told correctly. 832 to a regular enemy, so yes, 500 to the boss, but I didn't use him on the boss. So yeah, that's another thing. You may want to use this particular menu for when you're using like cure and such. I found that using the regular menu is very overly complicated for, like, just attacking. It's fine to just attack and capture stuff using the gold menu, you know, because it's got the basic attack, capture, defend commands. But when actually trying to do anything else, like use a main character summon, I guess they're called summons, but when trying to use a main character summon or cure a party member or anything like that, I do find that it's a lot better to go into the classic menu, and I think people will have a lot better time using the classic menu. Like, I would recommend the classic menu quite a lot. Take a drink. Let me just take a drink. See you tomorrow. Okay. So here is Squall, now I've taken a drink. And he again, moody, nothing much to say. And I think I might actually just cut out to the final boss, or close to the final boss at this point, but I'll see. I think I'll do my overall thoughts, and then again another loading screen. So I definitely... Oh no, we're at the final boss, sorry. Sorry, it's near the end of the video. What am I talking about? We're at the final boss. So this is a save point. It fully restores your HP and it allows you to save. It does give me a chance to talk about the save feature. Obviously the demo is saving, and when I beat the final boss, it says extra content downloaded, and you can save. By the way, at the save point you can access basically Bill's PC. So if your party is full, you can take, not that, because that'll affect my party. I don't know why I pressed Lycanroc, but I was like, okay, well let's try it with this guy. I'm never going to use this guy. So you can move him into one of these other crystals, like a special PC crystal, and you get the crystal back, and obviously he is trapped in the PC. And the same with the Goblin Man, we can move him into the PC, so now he's in a PC crystal and we've got a Pokeball back, because there's the two special crystals. I believe that's how it works. Again, the Pokeballs are very confusing, and we'll come to the Pokeballs in the boss, but I thought, you know what, I'll take one out just to keep the experience, but I'll leave one away in case there's something we want to capture. Well, yeah, with the save point though, once you beat the boss, it says extra content saved. Do you want to override? And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely, I want to override. And I'm wondering, and I really hope you can enlighten me on this, Square Enix, or I hope any of you can enlighten me. When it says extra content saved, does that mean that this demo, or the extra content in this demo, will transfer over to the final version? I hope it does. Like, I hope I can just start with this wolf. Like, even if everything gets reset to level 1, I want to start with Lycanroc. I need Lycanroc, baby. He is so overpowered. And Square Enix, don't take that as a thing to nerf him. Don't you dare nerf Lycanroc. Lycanroc is my baby, and you are not going to nerf him because he's ridiculously overpowered. Don't you dare nerf him. Well, yeah, I really hope that they allow you to transfer the data over to the final game. So any Pokemon, and I'm going to keep calling them Pokemon, I know the monsters, but with it being released so close to Sun and Moon and all the Sun and Moon hype, I'm going to call them Pokemon. But yeah, I hope that it allows you to transfer all the Pokemon that you have right now in the demo over to the final version. Because I would really like to transfer over cute little baby Chocolina and Lycanroc. If I can only pick 2 or 3, because I kind of do like the Cure Rabbit and I would like to have the Cure Magic. So, you know, even if I can only pick 3, I'd pick Chocolina, Lycanroc, and Curaga Bunny. I should learn Curaga Bunny's name, or I should at least give it a proper name, like Angel Bunny maybe, because of Diva's White Rabbit, and I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. But yeah, at this point, I'm like, alright, let's just check everybody's SP. Let's go into the Dream Eater map, and let's see if there's anything else I can unlock for anybody. Like, can I unlock a Glide or a bit of a Defense Plus? And I'm like, oh yeah, definitely get a Defense Plus because we're about to fight the boss here. I don't know if the balls at the end unlock more of the map, or if this is just the entirety of the map. Like maybe the Evolve, because I did find the Evolve form of a Chocobo, and it does seem like maybe the Chocobo would evolve. So maybe Chocolina will evolve from a baby into a full-on Chocobo? So I'm not too sure of that. Maybe I should have actually got like the 10 levels to see what happens there. So maybe these Pokemon do evolve. I would like to see Chocolina evolve from a baby into a full-on Chocobo. That'd be cool. Again, please have a chibi version of Chocolina, Square Enix. Please. Please. For me. So, yeah, and we learned Gaze, which was the thing that was used on Awesome Battle. But at this point I was like, right, let's just go through everything else. We've done the Chocobos, we haven't done this girl, but let's just go through everything else and gear up for this final boss fight. And while I'm gearing up, I'll just go through my final thoughts here. I like it. It's very complicated, I will say, to anybody that is thinking of definitely getting this game, or at least contemplating getting this game. Definitely try out the demo. Go to your PlayStation Store or Xbox Store. I think it's coming to the Xbox as well. But definitely go to your PlayStation Store, download it, play it for yourself. There are, you know, we've got the Dream Eater map, we've got the stacking ability, we've got the unstack ability, we've got the Pokeball ability, you've got the normal battle system, the classic battle system, the summons. There is a lot of mechanics here. There is a lot of micromanaging in the battles, like choosing when to stack, when to unstack, when to go from chibi form to normal form. There's a lot of battle management here, a lot of resource management. Some people might not like that, so definitely I highly recommend that you try out the demo before buying this, because there is a lot of resource and battle management that wasn't in 13, and it might be slightly overwhelming to some consumers. So definitely check out the demo before buying this. But for myself, obviously, I've played other games like Final Fantasy VI, you know, I didn't just start at Auto Attack 13. I have played other games like 6 and 7, which were resource management based and battle management based, where you had to manage your materia and everything. And I am fully impressed at this thing. So I didn't actually know how to activate it at first, so I got into a battle and I went back and saved. But I am fully impressed with this game. It is. The music, although I don't think... Is the music playing? Yes, there is music playing. I've just got my speakers on mute so it doesn't pick it up twice through the microphone. But the music playing is fantastic. The graphics are basically like Final Fantasy III Remake on the 3DS, except all polished up for a PS4 feel. All of the monsters are very beautifully created. I love the behemoth, like all purple with the red horns. Kind of reminds me of the behemoth from Kingdom Hearts. I obviously love little baby Chocolina on my head there. Please, chibi version of Chocolina. And of course, I love Lycanroc. Not only because Lycanroc is overpowered, but he looks cool. Like, he looks a bit like... I just thought what he looks like now. Now I'm looking at him with the grey mane and the blue stripes on his eyes and on his legs and the black claws. He kind of looks like a badass version of Garurumon. Like this dude. I think it's Garurumon. I'll have to look it up, but I'll put the name underneath the image if I'm wrong. But yeah, he kind of looks like an extremely badass version of Garurumon, which is just cool. So he's still going to be called Lycanroc to me, because Lycanroc is better than Garurumon. But yeah, so he is very cool. And then I figured out how to mount. You can ride him. I found out how to do the joyride thing. So yeah, that's me riding on the Chocobo. And I was like, why would I ride on the Chocobo? So I saved it. I'm like, why would I ride on the Chocobo? It's cool to ride on the Chocobo. It's cool to ride on the Behemoth. I can ride the wolf. I can ride on the wolf. I can ride on the wolf. That right there, the second that happened, I'm like, yep, that's it. That's game day one purchase, day one patch. Buying it now. I need it. I need to ride a wolf. So this is us fighting the Fire Lady. Again, I could have used Lycanroc's Ice Fang, and apparently in game you will need to use I'm trying to say Iconrock and Lycanroc together. I'm going to say Iconvald. This is going to get really tongue twisty. But no, apparently in the final version of the game you will need to use Lycanroc's Ice Fang to remove her fire. She will be protected by some kind of fire barrier, and as you can see, she has got a stack and she is wobbling now. This is what I was talking about the stack meter. If you hit enemies hard enough, or if an enemy hits you hard enough, you will get this stack meter, and eventually they will topple over, they will be stunned, and they will take more damage in this stun mode. And the same applies to you. So while attacking single targets, I find it better to attack or use the classic menu. But yes, so that baby Chocobo took a lot more damage than it should because it was staggered. See how it only took a 197 rather than over 200 at that point. So again, the same can happen to you. So if you're wobbling, you can unstack before you fall over to save yourself, because you don't want to be toppling over. This boss does last quite a long time, but I did attempt to capture this boss, and this is where we'll get into the Pokeball mechanic. But yeah, I love it. I love how we were sucked into a world of darkness again, very Kingdom Hearts vibe. It sold me. It's definitely sold me. It's got a very in-depth battle system, which I do like. I did hate the Final Fantasy 13 auto attack thing. I do like the fact that I actually got to think about the battle with the unstacking and stacking and having to actually use cure in battle. So yes, I do like the game mechanics. I do like the resource management. I love the fact that we can ride a wolf. I love the way that the characters have been designed, the way the world's been designed. The demo has definitely got me a buyer. I am definitely going to be buying this. I am definitely excited for this. But now we'll get into the Pokeballs, and then we'll go to a wrap up. So with the Pokeballs, we're going to knock her over, and yes, this is where she breaks. No, I think she breaks next attack. But this is where she breaks and she falls over, and then I deal the final blows to the cockatrice and attempt to attack her. Now, by the way, I haven't mentioned this in the battle. Also, another thing which is kind of nice about the battle system is on the left there you can see like a little meter that keeps rising, and it allows you to see which character is going next in battle. And depending on what characters you have in your party depends on how fast that meter rises. So you see how the girl's only just took her attack, but she is catching up to the boy mad crazy fast. And yeah, she nearly got the boy, or nearly surpassed the boy, because the wolf gives you a speed bonus. Again, Lycanroc gives you a mad crazy speed bonus, showing how powerful he is. And obviously she gets to attack a lot more. Now, as you can see, I'm using Pokeballs here to try and capture the boss. I fail, by the way. I don't think the boss can be captured, because if the data does get transferred over, it might be a little bit overpowered for you to have a boss as a starting thing. But you see how the girl nearly overtook him again, even though she only just attacked. So yeah, the speed bonus from the wolf was nice. But at this point, so I'm just throwing Pokeballs. I don't know where the Pokeballs are. I'm just, constantly throwing them. And I do run out. Yet before, when I first caught the wolf, because he was the hardest one to catch, I threw all 5 Pokeballs. But in the next match, I hadn't ran out. Like, I still had Pokeballs. And I was looking through my inventory to try and figure out where the prisms were. And I'm like, well, I haven't got any prisms. I haven't got any prisms, but I'm still able to throw prisms. So, where are my prisms? Because I haven't got them, I'm clearly able to throw them. So, maybe a day 1 patch. Maybe I'm just being stupid, but maybe a day 1 patch, Square Enix, that's one thing you might want to quickly fix, is please just have like a menu or something. Please just have like a more defined area of where I'm going to find my Pokeballs. And I kind of think I found them at one point, but even then it was like, oh, this doesn't really make sense, because this prism doesn't match up to the monster. But I'll let you watch the ending here.
Me and Rain?
The marks on your arms are proof you were born to work the miracles. The prophecy says that the giants from the hills would collect 4 keys and mount the very heavens, Koopa.
Let me introduce the giants from the hills. Something here is not right. Something about you.
Can you not see it? That mirage with you has been corrupted.
Think you got the wrong idea there, pal.
Bards! I have awaited this day 1,000 years!
Did you just add a digit?
What fiends? They must be desperate to take this realm away from me.
Lucky for you, I would be delighted to take it off your hands.
You better not even think about it. Don't you dare lead us down the wrong path.
You have our mom, right? Give her back!
Accept it? I will not.
It's all my fault that these freaks have ruined Grimoire. I have to pay for it all!
You have to stop. You mustn't fight. I know you want to, but you simply can't. On! Why did you have to? Why?
Very amazing launch trailer. Very, very good launch trailer. I can't wait to buy this. And as you can see, it says to save the game. And it says like the bonus content will be added. I really hope that we get to capture every boss. Like, I know the tutorial boss maybe just be capturable because it's a tutorial boss. But I hope we get to capture every boss. That'd be very cool. And I did see that there was some chests, and I went to open them, and all the chests have a little extra cutscene in them that allows you to basically view. And I saw one, I can't remember which one it is, but I saw one of the greatest cinematics ever. So this enlightens the story a little bit more. I think these two are the story ones. So again, I'll let you watch these. Well, that was like a summoning one, but it is coming, it's coming. Again, I hope you get to capture all of these bosses. Can I have the penguin girl on my team? She looks cool. But it is over here where we find the greatest thing ever. And I hope this isn't just bullshit, by the way, Square Enix. Don't bullshit me from what I'm going to show you. So I saved the best chest for last. Don't bullshit me, Square Enix. So this is the monster parade. So you see how you ride them? That's Leviathan! You can ride Leviathan! That's like the king of summons. And this is Ifrit, and you can ride the Dark Pegasus. Is that true? Square Enix, don't blue ball me like that. Don't tickle my dick like that. You have showed me one of the strongest summons in all of Final Fantasy. You showed me on the head of Leviathan himself. Don't tickle my balls like that. Don't blue ball me. Don't tickle my dick. You can't do that, Square Enix. I need to know. Can you actually, no bullshit, can I replace that purple behemoth with a giant ass snake of the sea? Like, even if it takes up both large slots, like if it's an extra large, can I legit ride Leviathan around the world? Please say that. Like, how I'm riding Lycanroc around right now, how I'm riding this wolf around, can I legit ride a giant serpent of the ocean around? Please tell me that is not a bullshit cutscene. Like, please don't tell me that's just a summon cutscene. Tell me that is a legit in-game cutscene, please. And if it is the case that those summons are ride-aroundable in the world, like you can ride Ifrit and the Dark Pegasus around, and you can ride Leviathan around, can you ride Bahamut around? Can you just have, like, I know it's going to probably be post-game, or like right near the end game final boss, but can you find and capture Bahamut? Can you ride Bahamut around? The strongest summon in the world. Can I ride Bahamut around? Please? Please? Don't tell me that was a bullshit cutscene. I will be most displeased if you do. Anyway, there's still 5 minutes, but I'm going to cut it here because nothing else happens. I just show myself riding around on the wolf. And I did get everything I wanted to say, so I'm just going to do the wrap up here. Very good game, very well put together. The demo is beautifully crafted. It has showed off all the cutscenes near the boss. I can ride a wolf. That's all I needed. That scene there of me riding a wolf, that is all I need. That was the only solace I needed in life, is I can ride a wolf. So good job, you fulfilled my dreams. I can ride Lycanroc. So yeah, it's very resource management, very battle management heavy. Definitely play the demo because it might not be for everybody. I know a lot of people like Alexander Ravens very interested in it, but I think this one, you know, he likes Overwatch. He likes the more simple games. He likes Ratchet and Clank. You know, you can have a few puzzles, but one which requires extreme battle and resource management, I'm not too sure if he'd enjoy it. That's why I recommended him play the demo, as I am recommending you to play the demo yourself, because this might not be for everyone. It's very niche on whether you'll like how the mechanics work. So definitely play the demo. However, I can say the demo very well put together. Definitely going to get you into it if you do like the battle mechanics and the stacking systems and so on. If you do like it, then this demo is definitely going to get you excited to buy the game. I'm definitely buying the game. Very hyped for it, very excited for it, very intrigued to see if you can truly capture the bosses and if you can truly ride around things like Leviathan himself. So yeah, loading screen is a little bit of an issue, but overall I'd say that, you know, just the first impressions let's look at, I would give this a solid 4 out of 5. It's really got me excited for the world of Final Fantasy, and I cannot wait to pick it up sometime next week. I think it comes out on the 28th of October, so if anybody's interested, it will be coming out on the 28th of October, and what better thing to end on than Lycanroc himself, because he's a awesome, overpowered, don't you dare nerf him, awesome, overpowered little doggy. And yeah, other thing is, please have a cheaper version of Chocolina, or I will be very most displeased, and I will give you a 0 out of 5, no cheaper Chocolina, but then instantly give you a 5 out of 5 because I like Lycanroc, and then give you a 0 out of 5 again because no Chibi Chocolina. So it's going to be a mixed bag, but please have Chibi Chocolina, and please don't you dare nerf Lycanroc, and please let me transfer Lycanroc over. You know, the content is saved. It's kind of like Pokemon Sun and Moon, how you can transfer Ash Greninja from the demo to the main game. Please let me transfer Lycanroc. So yeah, that's my thoughts. So I will leave it on Sexy Puppy Lycanroc. So if you do indeed enjoy the video, then please do feel free to leave a like. If you're enjoying the series or the Let's Look Ats and you don't want to miss out on them, then please do remember to hit that subscribe button. And apparently YouTube's screwing up with the subscriptions, so make sure you press that little bell thing down below. I'll have to mess with it myself, but there's like a little bell near my name. Press the little bell and make sure you subscribe that way as well. And of course, there are always links to my Patreon and Deviant and Twitter below if you want to go the extra mile, but you don't have to. But for now, thank you all for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one. And because we've got Chocolina on screen, again, Square Enix, please have Chibi Chocolina.